Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone, world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. We hope you are taking care of your health, your wellness, and at the same time, you are doing some exercise so that mentally, physically, spiritually, environmentally, and economically, you should be taking care of everything in today's socio-economic system. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move together. We are doing a wonderful series which is starting on 9th of April. That is the first Navratra, the next incoming Tuesday. We would be starting something very scintillating for all of you. That's the India tourism, how it would look like, shape, and how it's going to help India's economy, India's employment, India's self-employment, India's startup, India's entrepreneurs, as far as tourism industry is concerned towards India's economy. We are going to have about 108 Zoom sessions totally dedicated to Indian tourism industry, and you can be a part of it. Today, there's a special focus which we are having. Yesterday, we discussed with you the defense welfare call, what all we had done with the DGR since 1988, that is the Directorate General Resettlement. Now, today, we are going to increase the canvas and let's move ahead. The main efforts are how there could be a reoccupation for the defense personnel in medical tourism related ventures. That's the focus, what we are going to share with all of you. We are taking the agenda, and this is something very interesting. I would request each and every person, whosoever is directly or indirectly associated with the armed forces, defense forces, I would request you share this maximum so that we can draw the vision. You can send us your suggestions and we can take this particular vision forward right from here. Medical tourism as a specific term, I'll come in a little while so that we all understand. Let me just go on to. In this 108 episodes, we have already discussed with you. And just to recapitulate and help everybody, whosoever is joining us today for the first time, we are going to discuss various areas of tourism. It could be a policy, planning, product, services, marketing, packaging. What is the strength of Indian tourism industry? Our socioeconomic impacts, cultural impacts, environmental impacts, employment, self-employment, entrepreneurship, and also how the technology is going to shape the future of tourism industry is also something very important, which we all have to understand. If we come further, people, those are directly or indirectly associated with the education, human resources development. You may be for the skills, for the competencies, you may be in the edtech platforms, you may be providing artificial intelligence. As far as tourism education or vocational education is concerned, we will be talking about all that. Then comes the MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises, and how service industry has taken the shape as far as MSME is concerned. And in a very polite way, I wish to share that way back in 2019, we had given a blueprint and a roadmap to the Ministry of MSME. That time, the Honorable Minister Girirajji was there, Kalraj Mishraji is there, and then Dr. Panda was the secretary, and Mishraji was the additional secretary. We did a lot of homework and we told them that manufacturing, you're focusing, services also needs equal importance as far as the growth part and as far as the future is concerned. And I'm grateful to them that during the thick of the pandemic, Nirmala Sitharamanji, the Honorable Finance Minister of India, she made an announcement in the month of May 2020 that here onward in India, the service industry and services sector, as well as the manufacturing sector, both will be taken at par as far as MSME is concerned. That was a wonderful moment. Now, there are certain focused areas, like you talk about MICE industry. You may say, what exactly is the MICE? People, those are not from the industry, particularly this segment, it's a meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibition, what basically you call it event planning, event marketing, event management. And then your health and wellness, your medical tourism, your cinematic tourism, your niche tourism, your green tourism, your rural, and then there you talk about flora and fauna, wildlife, nature, and agri-tourism. We will talk about them also in detail. Now, Chamber has also developed finishing school. This finishing school is basically to help the youth to develop their personality, their sales, marketing, public relation, front office management, guest relations, all those skills, whatever is needed in tourism. That's from this finishing school, which is the component of the vocational education. As far as the formal education, whether at school level or college level or university level. During these 108 episodes, we are also going to meet various association heads. We will also have the legends, the dons of the tourism, hospitality, and airlines. We would be bringing in some non resident Indians also. And at the same time, you'll be meeting lots of technocrats. We will also have case studies, life experiences, and finally, we will come out with a blueprint, actionable, a roadmap, how Indian tourism should be promoted, what all can be done. This all we are dedicating to our nation, our country. Should you wish to be a part of these 108 episodes, the Zoom sessions, and the series which is coming up, you can just send us a WhatsApp at 9988447058. Mind you, just send the WhatsApp because call will not be replied. You got to just send the WhatsApp 9988447058, and you can tell us which particular segment you are interested about, and thereafter our team will get across to you and we will share the vision. Now let me just come to defense welfare call. And now I'm coming to the heart of this particular today's presentation. So far I gave you the context so that everybody understands. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in armed forces, for our youth, those are joining armed forces, and people after having joined, having got commission, thereafter, when you move up in the ladder, there are a couple of things, which are to be done. Now, there's a National Defense Academy, there's an Indian Military Academy, then you've got Defense Services Staff College, you've got High Altitude Warfare, school, then you've got Officers Training Academy, you've got College of Defense Management, CMA, that is in Jabalpur. You've got counterinsurgency and jungle warfare. You've got National Defense College. You've got Army Air Defense College. These are some of the establishments which are already existing. Now, I discussed with you, it's a proud moment, particularly for me to share with all of you that way back in 1988, we started discussing that time the Adjutant General, Lieutenant General K.M. Seth sir, a visionary, a dynamic, and a very vibrant person, always positive to do something new, something creative. And we took the proposal, and he was very kind. And he told, go ahead. And we started in a very humble way from the 4 rooms in the ASC Center, Bangalore, Army Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Bangalore, which has moved up in the ladder, leaps and bounds, and it's doing extremely well. If you come to Punjab, that's in the northern part of India, and if you come to district Mohali, which is the latest district which is established, and there is the Army Institute of Law, such a prestigious institution. If you go and see the campus, you will come to know what exactly is the way it is being done. Let me take you back once again to Bangalore. There's the Army Institute of Fashion and Design. Now, I discussed with you hotel management, culinary institute, fashion, designing, and at the same time, we talked about law as well. The thought comes over here. If we have got 137 Army public schools, we have got 33 best possible scenic schools, and then you have got 5 Rashtriya military schools as well. And besides that, the DGR, Directorate General Resettlement, is doing a wonderful job. Right from 1988 onward, we are just, collaborating and associated with them, and we are seeing a lot of development, whatever they are doing with regard to the training program, the policies part, the workshops which they are doing, awareness what they are bringing, and a couple of other things which are taken up by the DGR. Now, over there, can you imagine how much is the workload? what all is happening. More than 60,000 people are retiring every year from the armed forces. When I talk about Army, Navy, and Air Force, if we can have our own law college, if we can have our own tourism, hospitality, and culinary institute, if we can have our own fashion designing, we can have all those institutions. What stops us if we think about reoccupation of the defense personnel, particularly in the medical fraternity and medical establishment? And in a little while, I will talk with you because the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India is giving a lot of push to the medical tourism. We have drawn a lot of papers onto that from our chamber. And what could be its related ventures? There's a lots of defense personnel, particularly if I talk about the AMC, Army Medical Corps. A lot of people are retiring from there, officers, jawans, JCOs, paramedical, and couple of other officials. And at the same time, if you think about other forces of the armed forces, they are also nowadays totally, with the gadgets, with the technology, they are so well equipped, and there's so much which we can do during the corona crisis. We all witness what all defense forces has given. Now from our chamber, we have got a very strong recommendations, and we are going to move in that particular direction. As far as service industry is concerned, approximately 60,000 defense personnel, if they are retiring every year, instead of, because with the age, as you move up in the ladder, your body, it demands more overall lubrication and look after. So instead of referrals where you go to the present establishment, from there they give you the referral, you go to the civil hospitals, there you are having the waiting, you have got the long queues, you're draining out huge funds to the private hospitals from the armed forces at this point of time. Let us rethink post pandemic what should be the scenario. Can we think of, let us resettle our own defense personnel from the Army Medical Corps, other arms, what we have got, Army, Navy, and Air Force, and let's build our own infrastructure in this regard for providing the medical services, particularly to the retired defense personnel. I personally feel there'll be a lot of saving as far as the funds are there. And at the same time, the long queues and the long waits and the hassles what you have got in so-called posh hospitals, you will have cut down onto all that, not only in the expenses, but I personally feel into many other factors as well while resettling your own people. It would be a cost beneficial venture. It would be a long term strategy, and it would be extended, to another arms forces resettlement. You've got the BSF also, you've got paramedical also, you have got paramilitary forces also, you've got territorial army also, couple of others are there. So we would provide from our chamber a blueprint, a roadmap, and an implementable plan strategy as soon as possible. We have started thinking, and we are putting the thinking cap on what all should be done from our side as far as this area is concerned, and what all can be done as far as the armed forces resettlement of our defense personnel is concerned, how they can be settled, how there can be a reoccupation, and at the same time, how can we provide seamless medical facilities to the retired defense personnel. We would be, preparing this particular document, and thereafter we will present it to the Honorable President of India, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Defense Minister of India, Defense Secretary, Defense Welfare, the center what we have got, that ex-serviceman welfare department, DGR. They can run the short-term courses related to this. That would also generate sizable kind of an awareness and many other related areas. This project could also be supported under CSR, corporate social responsibility. I will talk particularly from our chamber side with the leading corporate houses, and we'll think about it, how it should be done. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, they are very seriously, and a lot of papers we have worked on to medical tourism. We have been closely working with the ministry since 1994 onwards, but 2017 onwards, couple of projects which we have done, and we focused on the northeast part of India and related to medical tourism. We have done a couple of projects with them, and I think this particular establishment, when I talk about medical tourism, because this series is dedicated to, of course, we are creating the infrastructure for the defense welfare call, where resettling and providing the medical services at the same time. When I talk about medical tourism, a large pool of non resident Indians, those have gone out, and we are deeply in touch with them. And this establishment of medical, which comes up through the armed forces, we can do a wonderful work. And over there, you know, the research, the innovation, and training, and couple of other associated areas, they could be taken up by these establishments in the same complex, and that will give a big boost to economy. And at the same time, it would also promote Indian tourism in a big way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I personally feel a lot can be done. Tomorrow, we will expand further our curtain raiser of the India Tourism 2047, and we will focus on responsible tourism, sustainable tourism, and how tourism can expand employment opportunities, and at the same time, it can boost and give the economic multiplier to India's economy and to the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister. Do give a thought to it and think about it, how the armed forces reoccupation can be done related to medical services, and at the same time, armed forces building its own infrastructure, having its own institution, and having its own medical facilities, which could be provided to our defense personnel. Each day, we are trying to add value to our vision and bringing new thought process to each one of you. So be a part of our series, join us and share your vision with us. I'm pretty sure Chamber for Service Industry and your wisdom, we can move together and we can do a lot for betterment of humanity. With these words, look forward meeting you tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. again, once again with the new concept, new vision, moving towards India Tourism 2047.